Hey guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things that I wish that I knew before going to Disney World in 2021. So if you didn't know, I just came back from Disney World about a week ago. And when I was in Disney, there was a lot of things that were different. And I've been to Disney probably somewhere around 20 times. And I felt like I didn't know anything. Like, I felt like it was a new, not as intense as it was a new park. I'm not gonna be dramatic.
Like, I felt like it was a new park.
But like, I definitely felt a little out of my comfort zone. I wanted to tell you a couple of things that I think will help you guys if you have a trip planned in the next couple of weeks. So the first thing that I wanted to touch on that's completely different for 2021 is the new mask rules. So hopefully by the time that I put this up, the mask rules haven't changed again, because I know that Universal just recently changed their mask mandate again. So hopefully Disney doesn't do that, because all of this will be null and void. However, when I went for the first couple of days, I was required to wear a mask both indoors and outdoors. And then on Friday, I think it was Friday, whatever day was my Animal Kingdom day, I will let you know later when I'm editing this. So when I was there, I started out in Magic Kingdom and then went to Epcot, and for those first 2 days we were required to wear our masks both indoors and outdoors. As I'm sure some of you know, they recently adjusted their mask requirements to only making them required indoors and when you're on the line for a ride and when you're on the ride. So basically the whole ride experience, from the time that you go underneath the sign that says how long the wait time is to the time that you walk out of the exit doors, you're required to wear a mask. Some places are a little bit different on where they require you to put your mask on. So I think this is just recently updated. Maybe it was a cast member to cast member type of difference. I'm not really sure. But I was watching Paging Mr. Morrow the other day, and his video, he was going on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And in that ride, there's a huge overflow section for the line because of social distancing. So outside of the Chinese theater, the whole entrance, like the whole front of that, is basically the line. So when he went on that line, the cast member said that he didn't have to wear his mask when he was outside in that line until he got up to the front where the sign that says the time is, where the cast members were telling people to put their mask on. But this varies from ride to ride. So for instance, when I was on the line, this was the first day, so maybe things have changed since then. Maybe, like I said, maybe it was just a different person, so they had a different instruction. However, when I went on the line for Kilimanjaro Safaris, which that also has a very huge overflow line, I was told to put my mask on right when I got on the line. So while we were in the overflow queue, you still had to wear the mask. And then even though that ride is still outside, you're still required to wear your mask once you go underneath that little sign that says what the wait time is. And if there's a cast member there, they'll definitely tell you when you should put your mask on, so you don't have to worry at all. When I went, it was just literally the first day, so everyone was kind of confused. But thankfully, the cast members all knew what they were doing. Obviously, they were trained to tell us what to do, so it was fine. The second thing that I wish that I knew before I went to Disney was mobile ordering. So some of you might have heard about this, but because of COVID, Disney wants to limit their interactions with their cast members and the public, obviously. So one of the things that I didn't know is that mobile ordering is recommended, but it's kind of required. One of the things that I did see was that mobile ordering, if you have a food allergy or if you have some kind of issue with your phone, is not required. Like, then you can go up and you can order and you could speak to a cast member and you could say that you want this type of food, whatever. They're not gonna let you starve. But for the majority of the food places that I went to, mobile ordering was required. So really the only place that I didn't see mobile ordering required was any of like the snack carts. Pretty much everywhere else was mobile order. So one of the things that I saw online, a lot of people recommending, was to book all of your mobile orders at the beginning of the day, which I did not feel like that was necessary. I looked around the time that I wanted to eat, and luckily I was able to make a reservation for within 15 minutes for a pickup window. I would definitely say if you're going during a very high volume time where you know there's going to be a lot of people, it doesn't hurt to book your mobile order stuff early, but then that's one more thing that you have to plan your day around, and that can be a little bit hard. The third thing that I wanted to talk about today was the wait times. So I've seen this on a lot of vlogs, like the whole theme of this whole video is I've seen this on a lot of vlogs, but a lot of the wait times are not accurate at all, which I thought that people were just kind of over exaggerating in their vlogs. But I went on Big Thunder Mountain, and Big Thunder Mountain, the line, it said it was like a half an hour or something, but it was a walk-on, which is really weird. I've never experienced that before in my life. But then on a ride like Pirates of the Caribbean, said it was a 40-minute wait, and it was a 40-minute wait. So you really kind of just have to judge what the line looks like to kind of get a prediction of what the wait time is going to be, which is kind of annoying. Like, I didn't really like that. I like to have like the real wait time. If it's less, it's a good thing, so I shouldn't be complaining, but I wish that the wait times were more accurate. Number 4 that I wish that I knew before I went to Disney was that the Skyliner actually lets you in before the park opens officially. So we were at Caribbean Beach, and at Caribbean Beach, the Skyliner, you can have like 2 entrances to the Skyliner. There's one at the Riviera, and then there's one like main Caribbean Beach spot. So we took the Riviera side to Epcot, and Epcot wasn't supposed to open until 10 a.m. that day, but we got on the Skyliner at, I think, somewhere around like 9:45. It's not like a huge difference, but it does give you like a little bit of an edge in front of the normal park guests that are going in that aren't staying at a hotel. So I definitely recommend going to the Skyliner a little bit early if you can. I think we went at like 9:30 and we were the second people in line. So then we were like one of the first people to the entrance of security. Speaking of security, I had no idea that they updated their security so that now you just walk through a little, it looks like a metal detector, but it also kind of looks like the security guards are like looking at like an x-ray machine. So I don't know if it's like a scanner that scans for like weapons or something, but whatever it was great because I didn't have to take one single thing out of my bag, and I love that because I'm a diabetic, so I always carry a ton of things into the park with me. So it's like kind of annoying to put them all in like the little bin before you go through the x-ray machine. But this time I didn't have to do any of that, and it was great. So going off of being able to be let into the park early, it was basically just for like social distancing efforts, I'm assuming, because when we walked into Epcot, we went through the Skyliner station, so we were right next to France. So me and my boyfriend were like thinking about getting breakfast in France, but it was before the breakfast place opened. So if you're going to Epcot before the park opens and you're just in that little like 10-minute window right before the park opens, go to Test Track, go to Soarin', go to one of those big rides that you want the wait to be a little bit low, because we initially went to France, tried to get breakfast, saw that it was closed still, and then went to Test Track where the wait was already up to 30 minutes. Luckily, wait was not 30 minutes, it was like 15, 20 maybe, but just for the future, it's definitely a good thing to know. Another thing that I wish that I knew before I went to Disney this year was about the Rise of the Resistance boarding groups. So obviously I knew that they were hard to get and that there's only a limited number, but I had no idea about what to do if you had a conflicting dining reservation, because not a lot of people that I watch have talked about that. I don't know how many people have actually experienced that. I'm sure it's a lot. But when I went, that's exactly what happened. So my boyfriend luckily was able to get us a boarding group in the morning because my phone cropped out, of course, my luck. But so when we went to Hollywood Studios that day, we actually had a reservation for the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, and that was at like 11:30 maybe. And then when we got our boarding group, it was for 11 o'clock. So the boarding groups, you're supposed to return back within an hour. I searched online and said typically the line takes like 20 minutes to get through once your boarding group is called. So when I did the math, obviously that would be like 11:20, and then the ride is pretty long, so I would probably end up missing my dining reservation. So we walked over to the dine-in theater and we asked the woman at the front, and she said because there's limited seating in the dining reservations that you are actually allowed to go to Rise of the Resistance late. She said to take a screenshot. We didn't actually have to take a screenshot. When we went up to Rise of the Resistance, they didn't even ask us why we were late. They just scanned our boarding group and let us on. I'm not 100% sure if that's just because of COVID and the dining reservations are like extremely limited right now, or if it's because you set a time like a month in advance for your dining reservation. At least, again, right now because of COVID. Either way, it was nice that we were able to just ride right after we were done eating. A funny thing that actually happened with Rise of the Resistance is when we went on it, it was totally broken. And both me and my boyfriend had never been on it before. So we actually had no idea that it was broken until we got to the scene that has General Hux and Kylo Ren standing there like they're animatronics and they're supposed to turn around, but they were just stuck and nothing happened, and it was quiet, and we waited there for like 10 seconds and it was really weird. Then when we got to the end, we noticed that a lot of the animatronics weren't actually saying anything. So that was really weird. But we did get to go on it twice, which was fun, because not a lot of people get to do that because of the whole boarding group situation. You can only ride it once a day. Another thing that I totally should have known, because I watched so many vlogs and I've seen so many people do this, but in the moment I just was not thinking about it, was that Disney will ship an item home for you. Not home to your hotel, home. So one of the things that I really loved when I was there, and you guys might have seen it on another vlog or something, was this gigantic Spaceship Earth cookie jar, which like, I'm kind of glad that I didn't buy it because it was $50, and I'm like, my boyfriend doesn't want that in our house. But I wish I had known that I could have bought it and got it shipped home, because I was like, oh, well, I'll just get it on shopdisney.com when I get home, whatever, it'll be fine. Get home, what happens? It's sold out. So definitely take advantage of that. If you see something that you like and you know it won't fit in your carry-on, go talk to a cast member and they can set it up for you. All right, guys, well, I hope that some of those things that I learned from my trip this year will help you guys, and hopefully the world starts getting a little bit back to normal. I'm gonna put together a little like montage of the clips that I got from Disney World. I was kind of shy, so my vlogging is like very sporadic, so I think it would just be better if I set it to some music and like pop my little vlog segments in. If you liked this video and you're a fan of Disney, please go check out my TikTok. I am like 1,300 followers away from 10,000, and that's been a goal of mine for a while. I've been making TikToks like every single day since like December. So that would mean a lot to me if you go check it out. I'll post a couple of the videos that display my very dumb sense of humor right here.
It's hot as hell in this funky ass, hot ass room I'm in. Is that the Grim Reaper?
Who used me for land development? That wasn't nice.
Haven't you figured it out, SpongeBob? Nice guys finish last.
Thanks again for watching. Bye, guys.